Hi, good morning and welcome to my Flosstube channel. My name is Natalie and this is Sew Stitch Sew Nat. You can find me on Instagram as Sew Stitch Sew. It's in the description box below. And my email address is down there as well. Today's Flosstube 59. I feel a little bit, I don't know, like I haven't done this in ages. It's been a bit longer, only a week longer than I planned. So the kids were off last week, so I didn't record. And it's now June the 6th. So normally I try and get them in just before the end of the month, depending on how the dates fall. So I've got whips and 2 new starts. No FOs, no FFOs. Even the room I'm sitting in is a whip still at the minute. We're waiting on sofas and curtains, so these are my old curtains. I'm sitting in what will be my stitchy area. I'm actually sat on a camp chair, not a sofa. And where I normally sit is just behind you, to the left of the camera. My right, your left. I'm saying a lot, sorry. Right, I have got notes, but they're on the bookcase. I say bookcase, like a cube unit, but not a calyx. Yeah, it was the height of COVID, and I need something to store my stuff, so yeah, couldn't get a calyx, so it ended up being a Amazon special, which doesn't fit. If you're in the UK, A4 size things. Yeah, it's not great. Okay, so what I will say is predominantly I have been fairly monogamous, apart from some of my usual stitches that come out. I did do a bit of Carolyn Manning May, so I've actually got 2 Carolyn Mannings on the go, and pulled out one that was calling to me, and then just bits and bobs that I normally stitch on for when I'm watching various people. And the son even made it back to swimming after hurting his knee, so that got one stitchy session. So let's get cracking. If you're distracted by this is a floor lamp, and then these are 2 clip-on, we'll call them book lights, but they last quite a long time, and they're rechargeable. Not too heavy, but yeah, I like them. And as I was going through my bags, I found one of them. I was like, "Where's the other one?" And my Larry stands just below that at the minute. So once we've got the sofa in, I'll be able to position them properly. So let's start with the swimming one. This is Gilmoreisms by Forbidden Fibre Co. It was a sale, it's now fully released. And I started this, would have been the end of 2023. I don't think it was 2024. Mine's on a piece of light blue 32 count Murano. That's an even weave. I do need a board. So there's only a little bit of progress on this. So I think I put her exclamation mark on Fincher and big fat, and a little bit more in that sort of gold trim border. I need to tie up at least one brown thread that needs tucked away. I hadn't realised that when I got it out, and I thought to do it before I put it away. And that just sits in my little pouch that Pauline made for me. To go with this one. So this is the Carolyn Manning sale. Part 2 is now, part 2 or part 3? part 3 is now out. It started in April, which is confusing my brain. And I haven't got a picture to show you, so I'll put that on screen. I'm still in part 1, but block 2. It has got Cryonic and DMC in it. I love the way the colours are popping on this 32 count Murano. I think it's in plum. Would have helped to have written it down. I'm sure it's plum rather than lavender. I think lavender's lighter. Yeah, my goal is to finish off that bit of framework. So it's a 6-month sal with 12 blocks. So by my standards I'm still behind anyway, because I wanted to get that finished in May. This is the April release. So yeah, I'd be happy 1 block a month at the minute. That's that. I had to buy some more. It's Anchor Black that I'm using on that 2 strands. Sorry, that's 2 over 2, should have said. Both of those projects are. And the Forbidden Fibre Co's in DMC, not the threads that were released to go with it. My other Carolyn Mannon is if you go to her Facebook page, you can see this in the file section. It's called Artic Blast. I'm stitching this on a 16 count easy count Ada. So I just worked on bringing that border down. And these are Pattern Keeper compatible as well. I think you have to put in the thread codes, but I'm back with that. So yeah, lots of blues, greens, a little bit of grey. Could do with chopping some of the bottom bit off, but it's not going to fray at the minute, which is the main thing. Next is my Flossibilities Cabin in the Woods, which I started stitching with Sally, StitchySally, for her birthday last December. Spoiler alert, I think she might have finished this already, and I think I made a comment of I'm not even at 25% yet. This is Pattern Keeper compatible. I've got mine on a 32 count slate grey. That help? I need to work out the lighting situation here, don't I? Yeah, unfortunately I was sat in front of a window. So I just worked on bringing it across. I made a mistake with this one square out on this side. So I kind of wanted to replicate it on this side. Just so when you look at the edges, there's the same gap here as on that side. Which may mean I need to move the stars slightly when I put those in later. The border's not completely done. There's doodahs to go in between the swirls. But yeah, sometimes it gets more love than just a video from Sally as well. I think I end up stitching it for another hour after the last one. And I know I've got one to watch today. Another one I stitch while watching Flosstube is Blackbird. My Blackbird designs. This is part of the Magical Mystery Tour. I started this for SewMeSarah's birthday, also in December last year. Her sal was Strawberry Fields Forever, but I'd already stitched that. And asked if I could join in, but pick this one instead. I'm really happy with the progress on this. It's on a 25 count Mushroom Lugana, which I've not actually stitched on before. It's an even weave. Caterpillar needle minder there. I've made a mistake somewhere over here. It's out by a stitch, so I thought if I come down here, because you've got the big pot here, as long as the pot's in the right place, I can make the other bits work. I'm not quite sure where I've gone wrong, so as soon as I was doing this leaf I realised something was wrong. So I've stopped stitching on that and come over here, like I say. I don't know what I'm going to do with this when it's done, actually. But I think at the rate I'm going it should get finished fairly soon-ish. Let's put it there, there's a lot more that are a lot further away from a finish than this one. And I've only had 2 finishes this year, which is kind of giving me a little bit of, I want to finish something, but I don't really want to start anything, even though I've got another start. Technically I've got 2 starts planned for June, but one's my small exchange for the retreat in September, and the other one I'm going to start along with everyone else, but it's going to be my holiday stitching piece, so I'm trying to get all that ready, at least get a start on it. I think it's a bit easier to, holiday stitching wise, I think it's a bit easier to pick something up that's already started and just move it along a little bit more. Another piece I stitch while watching is Blue Americana, which is Sally from Sally Flossysewsandgrows. It's deceptive how big that is, and I'm doing mine on a 40 count country vintage mocha, but I'm using the back, which I think is it light mocha? There's a name for it anyway. And I'm stitching this with Valdani Primitive Blue. Yeah, but it's an embroidery cotton, so it's still 6 strands. Like I say, it's 40 count, 1/2. I love the way those buttons have turned out. Yeah, so at the minute I'm just trying to bring those scissors. Yeah, someone's scissors. So that's roughly halfway after the handles, which was about here on this piece, but I've got a bed sheet for it. Well, not quite a bed sheet, but I think it's a 50 by 70 centimetre piece. So I'm just gradually working on that. I was really feeling the need to stitch on like linen the other day. Like the last couple of weeks I've been like, I really want to stitch on some linen, but I think the 40 count was pushing me a little bit too far. So you'll see when you see my new start, I picked a 36 count. And this is the other piece I'm stitching with Sally Flossysewsandgrows, which is part of her Fun for 50 sale. And this is with their hands. And I'm doing the main piece in the Call 4 DMC, also on Country Vintage Mocha 40 count. But I'd say this is a lot denser in stitches than the other piece. Let's get that back out. So I know Sally's got all the house filled in and at least both the hands. So yeah, I think she's quite ahead of me at the minute. Oh yeah, I did rip out that flower. I was like, I know the flower was one off, did I take it? And then I realised I'd taken it out. Yeah, but this green that I'm stitching in a minute, I need daylight to do it. I can't do it in the evening at the minute. And I haven't switched on the light yet. Well, I've switched it on to test it's still working, but it's not in its final position yet. After decorating the living room. sorry, put a pile of stuff down for you. This is the one that was calling to me. I knew I wanted something like I say, on a higher count than I normally work on. So I pulled out 324 by Works by ABC. If you watch Arlene Cohen on Flosstube, she's a designer behind Works by ABC. She's extended her code for a discount on her Etsy. She does like an anniversary discount sale every year. So if you're interested in any of her pieces, she's got a few pieces like this, and she's got a new one. I need to finish watching the video, but I'll put the video below. I can't remember what number it is. It's her latest one. She gives you the details for how to get discount, and that runs until the 15th of June 2025, in case you're watching this in the future. I've got a habit of finding people that have got a big back catalogue and then binge watching it all. Like, oh, what year are we on at the minute? I put a tiny amount of stitches into this piece as well, which is the salve for Stitch Across the Pond, which is la-di-da's one stitch at a time. And if I had a picture, it would be helpful. I'll have to pop a picture up. I think I've got one on the computer. I'm stitching this on a Swan Bay Fabrics Rosings Parlour, and it's 36 count, so after the dyeing process it's probably closer to a 40, and it's super crinkled and the light's not helping. Yeah, I've only done a tiny bit on this. So literally from where that is down, so you can see I've got my initials in now and 2 hearts, and then the start of I want to say bird, but I know you've just seen a picture. Yeah, bird. So I'm woefully behind. I think they're on the other side, like done the tree on this side, done the house. I think they're over to the other tree now. It'll get done when it gets done. I realised I didn't have a thread in there, then went and got it from the local haberdashery. Picked up the wrong thread that was hanging on the right number slot, didn't realise, got home, went, oh no. Had to wait another week, got the right thread and then haven't picked it up. So that's always that one. Right, the one you may have seen on my Instagram, I posted a picture to show where I was up to for the end of May. I'm slightly behind my goal, half a month behind my goal, but I am picking this up every day and putting a fair amount of stitching in it, but then trying to break it up with either some days I'll pick something else up, or I'll stitch on this first and then pick something else up. But we are well over 50% now, definitely not 75, and this is the Aquarium by Luca-S. It's full kit, 16 count Ada gridded. I really like the needle that came. I know that's a strange thing to say, but yeah, it's like it's got a gold eye, but it's just smooth. Not really been worried about my needles too much, unless they're sort of like don't feel right, and then I'll get rid of them at that point, or bend them, which I don't really tend to bend them that much. And this is where I'm up to. So this back stitch to go in. Halfway is where that line is there. So in terms of where I should be over there for starting there for June. So I've probably got another 10 blocks where I wanted to be. But I will get this out later and stitch on it while watching the film. I think my plan is to get all the way across here. There's a page break part way through the second box. So get all the way across here, and then down here it's a partial page. So I think I might just go, well, it's 2 pages, so I might just go one page and the second page, rather than do 2 more rows across and then 1 and a partial. So yeah, so my aim was to get this finished by the end of July, purely so I could get it professionally framed and gifted at the beginning of September, just with a lot of life stuff going on. I wanted to get it done for then, so yeah, it's been my main focus, but I don't want to burn out on it equally, because I could get to the point where I just go, no. My other monthly stitchy goals, so I think we've got five monthly stitchy goals. That's one of them. The dog piece is just about on track. Darth Vader is 2 months behind, and Squirtle is, I think that's 2 months behind. I'm not too worried about Squirtle, because although it's Black Ada, it's 3 colours. It's quite, when you get into it, it's go. Darth Vader on the hand, he can be confetti or he can be quite chunky blocks, so depending on where you stitch on it. And I've seen a finished picture of that piece, I can't believe it. I think it's Jen Stitchy Corner, sorry Jenny, who lives not that far away from me actually, I think. She's finished it, and I was like, whoa. I'm like, that, yeah, if that doesn't give me incentive to vision, I don't know what will. But it was a picture was of it still shrink wrapped from the frames, and I'm just like, yeah, because my son wanted a cushion, so mine's gonna be more like that compared to something like that. So yeah, it'll be interesting when it's finished. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to having that finished. Oh, and Binky and Death is, I think that's only 1 month behind, but I'm not too worried about that one. That one's alright as well. I don't mind stitching on that, and quite a lot of the blocks that I've counted are partial blocks anyway, so it's not so much full on stitching. Right. Whereas obviously the aquarium is quite dense in nature. So I've got new starts next. I thought I'd open them all, so sorry. And I'm stitching button box from In Friendship Way by Blackbird Design. It will look like something like that. I've not got the wooden beads. I'm going for like mother of pearl, which there are a couple of mother of pearls on there. I need to dig out. I literally have, do you remember the old Quality Street metal tins? It wasn't the big one, it was the next size down, and it's full of buttons that she used to have, because I used to go and visit several times a year, and I called her the button auntie. And she had tons of buttons. She did embroidery, and I've got some of those pieces. So my aim with this is to stitch it and then mount it onto like a wooden box. It's already got stitch inside it, so it's just to, yeah, elevate it to like a proper memory box really. I'm stitching on it with the Call 4 colours, but I've chosen a 32 count. It'll be a vintage, it's not vintage sunshine. What is it? Oh, I have got the label. No, I haven't. That's just a. It's just a bag. I would have thought I would have got it from Flora Shell, but I obviously didn't leave the label in there. It's vintage something because it's got all the mottling on it. I'll try and find out and put it on screen, and then leave myself a note in the bag so I remember next time. Like I say, that's on with the call for colours. I've been itching to get back to that as well. The other projects I've been itching to work on is Star Dragon, and I've forgotten the hashtag, sorry Lynn. I'll pop it below. This cell came about because someone made a comment on her video, and we all went, no, that's a load of rubbish, and then we all started dragons. Yeah. It's got 4 colours in it. I'll pop a picture of what it looks like. It's by Owl Forest Embroidery, and it's deceptively big. And mine is on 32 count linen, I'm forgetting all my names there. I think it's Edinburgh linen in the colour Platinum. And I'm just using DMC for this. I've started in the top left. I was a bit worried about this brownie colour, but as you can see, that's showing up quite nicely actually. So I've only got 2 colours in here at the minute. 3 colours actually. And then the 4th colour is quite a distinct red, which I love anyway. But yeah, so this piece, yeah, it's the full. So my piece of fabric is the full width because it wouldn't quite fit on half the. So it's 140 by, I want to say 50, but it's a long skinny-ish piece. So I will have a chunk at the bottom I can cut off when I eventually get there. I might work. I know width-wise, it's going to fit on there. Not fit on there, but like have plenty of room. So I think I might want to stitch to one side and then possibly come down so that I can get my bearings, so I can cut it down a little bit. But it's going to take me ages to get down to there, and I'm not in any rush. And I did get it into Pattern Keeper, but each page I had to set the numbers for the DMC up for. I can't remember how many pages there were of the pattern. Also, I had to really carefully check the grid lines on there and only import the stuff that wasn't overlapping, and I did the black and white one as well. Because I like seeing it come into life, basically. So yeah, I don't know how it works in Markup RXP. Or I think they also do a oh, can't remember what there's another equivalent, and I can't think what it's called. Oops. It'll probably come to me when I switch the camera off and you stop seeing the top of my head. But yeah, they're the 4 colours. So I've just got this on a. Oops. Yeah. I think the lighting when we get the new curtains, because they're darker, is going to be worse. So I did think about putting that floor light on. but it's also getting dark because it's starting to rain again. Right, I haven't got any more tidying up to do afterwards. I haven't got any more whips to show you, or new starts. The Dragon Cell, I keep calling it Dragon Cell, I need to get the proper name in my head, will start in June, whereas the button boxes started in May. Like I said, I'll show you what I'm going to start in a minute in June. I can't remember what date it is I'm starting, I need to catch up on that. Yeah, and then I want to do my gift exchange piece. I haven't quite decided on the fabric yet, but it's just a small. And I've just buried the haul. Give me a second. Right, haul unburied. So I put an order in with StitchTastic floral shell for some fabric. Handmade. The DMC wasn't from Floral Shell, it's just one I've added in because just in case I haven't got enough. I think I mentioned my local shop doesn't carry like 1 to, is it 100? The newer ones anyway. So I've got a small piece of 16 count navy Ada. I'm either going to stitch on this or this 32 count navy blue Belfast linen. Sorry, really crinkly. Right, I've decrinkled everything. Yeah, I think I'm leaning more towards this blue. It is like proper denim navy blue sort of colour, whereas this one's more, don't know, hard to describe. I did Autumn Lane Stitchery, Santa's Coming to Town or something like this, but I think it's a 14 count Ada. But I'm leaning more towards this. I'll do a floss toss and then I'll decide, because it should really pop. I think it'll pop on both. I think I just fancy doing it on linen. Whether it's more of a test to see if I can do it on linen or not. I think with darker fabrics I have found a preference that I prefer to do it on Ada rather than like Lugana. Yeah, the Lugana for Darth Vader is on like 25 count Lugana, but I haven't tried a 32 count linen yet, so we'll see what happens. And I mentioned Shack on the Shore by Flossibilities, which is going to be my other June start. I'll pop a picture in. I bought this last time, but since then I've bought a 32 count Belfast linen in light blue. That's just from Floral Shell. But I got all the threads from StitchTastic, because they've got a running offer if you buy fabric you get 10% off the threads. So I did it that way. I also picked up some Anchor for Carolyn Manning one. I've not been very good this. Yeah, no. I also, can't remember if this is the last one or one before, Coffee Craft Fabrics for having a Super Sunday. I picked up a 32 count linen thought Halloween, mermaid. I've got the free mermaid from Memorabilia in my PDF pattern stuff, so possibly that. But she's also offering a discount on charts if you went and bought them, so yeah, Primrose Cottage got me. And I've looked at this one on and off as well, which is Antique Scissors and Spools by Shakespeare's Peddler. So yeah, that's kind of thing I'd look nice on that mushroom, the garter, actually. And they've used a 36 count doubloon linen by Pictures Plus. Chocolate pub elsewhere. But yeah, I really like that. Strawberry quilt by Primrose Cottage. I love strawberries. I have got some pink fabric that I keep me to stitch on as well. And I also got the Stitchers Trio by Primrose Cottage. I don't think... I haven't stitched on a Primrose Cottage, but I do own at least one other chart. Yeah, it's got it shown on one of those bags that you can get as well. Yeah, that's that pattern on the front. Yeah, I've got a hankering to stitch in another Biscornu. I don't know where that one's come from, but I haven't sewn together Jingle Bells block by Hands On Design yet either. So that's all stitched, it just needs sewn together. You can just about see it on the edge of the camera. I've got a pin cushion up there. And my other Biscornu is actually on the dining table behind you, because I was sewing on badges onto the scout shirts. Right, Luca-S. Luca-S were having a sale, and I've been hankering after, not Luca-S, LVK Crafts were having a sale, and I've been hankering after this ever since I saw it. And it's been at the back of the mind, and I was like, and I saw it. Then I saw she was having a sale, and I was like, yeah, that's happening. So this is For a Walk by Luca-S. It comes with 16 count Ada. It's just full crosses and some back stitch. Oh, I think there's some half crosses actually. Not sure I'll keep it on the Ada. But yeah, it's coming in the new, it's like Carp, it's plastic wrapped, but it's the rest of it's cardboard. Yeah, another needle that I love so much. But I also, well, can't travel alone, can it? I found this one. I've never stitched a magic needle, and as you can tell, it's on black fabric. It's on 14 count black Ada. So I've not used Gamma. This is a Weigart fabric though, but I've just drawn in all the blues and the purples on the black fabric. Can't show you the back because it's just the pattern, but it's big and clear. I wouldn't quite say it's in colour. The like H and D are in like purple and green, so it's clear. It's kind of colour, but it's not. And the fabric's already pre-sorted, which you might not be able to see, but the black fabric's in there with the sorter. I haven't opened it yet. And my other piece of haul, I got this off Amazon. I think it was inexpensive, and I thought I like the fabric. But I'll give it a go, and I'll take it on holiday with me. I'm not worried if a drink gets spilled on it or some cream gets on it, you know, anything like that. I guess it's not waterproof, I guess. But yeah, I normally take at least 2 pieces with me anyway, so it's nice to have a piece of home with you sometimes, isn't it? Yeah, I need to get on and book that. Plans. Koi cart. I'm going to stitch on Carolyn in the woods this afternoon. Just get a bit more work on. Sorry, the husband's down making himself breakfast, even though it's probably mid-morning by now. My coffee's gone cold. Yeah, catch up on some monthly focus stitching, try and get Koi cart back to where it should be. Sort out my stitchy corner, so I can show you properly next time. Sofa's coming at the beginning of next month, so I'm not sure when I'll record next. Yeah, I've kind of splattered life in between, but work is absolutely bonkers. Yeah. And I just want to say, oh, actually I haven't asked, so probably not, but get well soon to the lovely lady I've been talking on Instagram. Yeah, looking forward to the retreat. At the same time, incredibly nervous, but yeah, I need to start organising what I'm taking with me, including that smalls piece. I don't think it'll take me that long to stitch. It's just I'm not sure on how I'm going to finish it yet. It's just a bit I'm debating, so really I need to get it finished so I can decide what fabric I'm putting on, whether I'm putting on pom-poms or rick-rack, or nothing, or yeah. So yeah, bye for now, happy stitching, take care, bye.